Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, here we go. And I mean, I'm tapping it right. Use, but I,
Good evening, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Greater Naples and our Christmas Eve service live from Napa Woods Way. Thank you for joining us on Facebook Live or on YouTube if you're watching the archived version of this service. From both our perspective and yours, we're very sorry that we can't all be together this evening. Here in the sanctuary, we had wished to be together. We had plans for a party, but a certain COVID got in the way. And we thought it more prudent to close the sanctuary, at least for this weekend. So we're glad you've joined us online, and we hope that we can sort of generate a spirit of togetherness from us to you through the wonders of the internet. Before we begin, I want to thank Ken Hartman, who is handling our AV duties this evening, our wonderful co-music directors, Abby and Sean Allison, and back with us for the 7th year, Nadia Marshall, who will bring you her wonderful voice, and our readers for this evening, Skip Lundborg, Kathy Summers, and Steve Espinosa. Thank you all for being here, and we hope, again, that we can transmit the spirit of this holiday season to you this evening. If you don't have a candle with you right now, it would be a good time to sort of find something to serve both as a chalice, perhaps, this evening. We'll be lighting our chalice here, but especially for our candlelight ceremony at the end of the service. So I hope you'll find a candle between now and then and join us in that. But for now, thank you again, and let's settle ourselves into this time of worship with this evening's prelude. It used to be that stars had meaning and purpose. Great myths represented in constellation, Cassiopeia and Orion. Trusty reminders of season and cycle, the Pleiades and Cephus. Steady beacons for courageous travelers, the North Star and the Southern Cross. They say a star brought kings together from distant and disparate lands, each in search of a champion of peace. On this holy night, it's time to ask again, which stories will carry us forward? How can we hold more closely to the wisdom and rhythm of the earth? And what star will we follow into an unknown future? Please join me in the chalice lighting response that you'll see on your screen. In the depths of darkness, we gather to bear witness to our never-ending search for truth and light and love. And as Steve lights the chalice here in the sanctuary, I hope you'll light a flame at home. And I hope you will join in singing our first carol, O Come All Ye Faithful. The words will be on your screen.
The Movement of Magic was written by Victoria Stafford, and it's built in two pieces. First, she identifies a moment of magic, and then she talks about the blessings that flow from that magic. Now is the moment of magic, when the whole round earth turns again toward the sun. And here is a blessing. The days will be longer and brighter now. even before the winter sets in to chill us. Now is the moment of magic, when people, beaten down and broken, with nothing left but misery, candles, and their own clear voices, kindle tiny lights and whisper secret music. And here is the blessing. The dark universe is suddenly illuminated by the lights of the menorah, suddenly ablaze with the lights of the Kinah, and the whole world is glad and loud with winter singing. Now is the moment of magic, when an eastern star beckons the unenlightened toward an unknown goal. And here is a blessing. They find nothing in the end but an ordinary baby, born at midnight, born in poverty. And the baby's cry, like bells ringing. Makes people wonder as they wander through their lives what human love might really look like, sound like, feel like. Now is the moment of magic, and here is a blessing. We already possess all the gifts we need. We've already received our presents, ears to hear music, eyes to behold lights, hands to build true peace on earth, and to hold each other tight in love.
Before the winter moon, Humankind has been fending off darkness since the beginning, creating intricate ceremonies and joyous festivals to celebrate light, or the coming of light in the midst of the deepest winter. And just as with the cycle of the sun, its annual retreat from the northern hemisphere, human beings have experienced their own times of darkness, when it seemed that the light of all that was right and good in the world was itself retreating, and that conflict and strife held sway. Such was the case in Judea 2,000 years ago, when forces from outside controlled the region, and even within the established local society and culture, there was great disagreement and mistrust. Fueled by long foretold prophecies, some yearned for a Messiah, a new light of hope, who would come and lead them into a future bright with promise, a kingdom of peace on earth. The name given this much anticipated Messiah was Emmanuel, a name meaning God with us, or God within us. The people who walked in darkness watched and waited for that great light. Let us sing together, O come, Emmanuel.
To temper Let us go now in our hearts and minds back to Bethlehem and hear the story of the marvelous events which came to pass and of the babe lying in a manger. Let us join in listening to the words from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. In those days, a decree went out from Emperor Augustus that all the world should be registered. This was the first registration and was taken while Quirinius was governor of Syria. All went to their own towns to be registered. Joseph also went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to the city of David called Bethlehem, because he was a descendant from the house and family of David. He went to be registered with Mary, to whom he was engaged and who was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for her to deliver her child, and she gave birth to her firstborn son and wrapped him in bands of cloth and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn. Let us sing together hymn number 246, O Little Town of Bethlehem.
Once again, we follow the story as it was told in Luke chapter 2, verses 15 through 20. When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let us go now to Bethlehem and see this thing that has taken place, which the Lord has made known to us." So they went with haste and found Mary and Joseph and the child lying in the manger. When they saw this, they made known what had been told them about this child, and all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds had told them. But Mary treasured all these things and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen, as it had been told them. Carol number 237, the first Noel.
Once again, we follow the story as it was told in Luke chapter 2, this time verses 15 to 20. When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let us go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has taken place, which the Lord has made known to us." So they went with haste and found Mary and the baby and the child lying in a manger. When they saw this, they made known that which had been told them about this child, and all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said. But Mary treasured all these words and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all that they had heard and seen, as it had been told them. Our next hymn is The First Noel.
We shift now to the book of Matthew, chapter 2, verses 1 through 3 and 7 through 12. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star at its rising and have come to pay him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him, and calling together the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it has been written by the prophet." Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word so that I may go and pay him homage." When they had heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road.
Now is the time for you to extend your gifts in the spirit of this season and following the lessons of the one whose birth we celebrate. This evening's offering for the Weekend Meals Fund will be gratefully received. You can send a check to the address on your screen.
Ich folge dir gleichfalls mit freudigen Schritten. Ich folge dir gleichfalls mit freudigen Schritten und lasse dich nicht, mein Leben, mein Licht, und lasse dich nicht, mein Leben, mein Licht, und lasse dich nicht, mein Leben.
And so the Magi laid their gifts out at the feet of the babe, gold and frankincense and myrrh, honoring this child born under a star of hope. And they departed, heading home by another way, because they had been warned in a dream. But the story doesn't end there. And because this child, this baby Jesus, grew to his fullest potential to become a great leader and teacher who, in the spirit of love, challenged the thinking of his time and all the time since, the story is really never ending. And even those who surrounded the babe on that dark, starry night, from the kings to the animals in the manger, each of them has a timeless story to tell. Stories that have flowed across the years and provided people of all ages with food for thought. Like the wandering couple, Mary and Joseph, Mary full with child, who made their way through a difficult journey to an uncertain arrival. Like them, can we too see that our greatest joy can issue forth from our greatest challenge? From the harried innkeeper, whose house full of demanding guests, can we see, even in our extreme busyness, time and energy can still be given to help the stranger in need? From the lumbering beasts in the stable, aware perhaps more than we of the seasons and cycles, can we find in their stillness the lesson that there are times when we need simply to be silent witnesses to the unfathomable glories of life? And from the shepherds, at first so afraid, and then taken by curiosity and wonder, and then so moved with great excitement, so to spread the good word. Like these humble shepherds, can we see our way through our own fears to the possibility of becoming more aware and involved with what's happening around us? From the Magi, those wise travelers from strange and distant lands who followed their hearts to an unknown wonder, can we too find the courage to follow our own stars, even if the journey's end is not so sure? And like the angels, can we too find voice and move beyond our own sphere to cry peace to a troubled world? Because these questions don't have final answers in our hearts, the story continues on, not to be put away at the end of the day tomorrow, but to be wrestled with and lived by each one of us in all the days and weeks and years of our lives. The message from the great teacher is that all the answers start with love. There is no other way. The story asks if we will yet be the ones who make room in our lives and in our world for the refugee, for the poor, the plain and messy sweetness of a newborn babe. It calls us forth into a new journey, a braver and bolder life, believing that it's not too late for strong and gentle people to find the way forward. For despite whatever darkness may engulf us, each one of us is born under a star of hope. And when guided by love, each of us has within us the potential to change the world. And so I urge you now to light your candle. And when we raise them above our heads after singing Silent Night, think of that flame as your star of hope.
All is gone.
if we were to be able to see our collective flames from high above the earth, we would see a web of lights across southwest Florida. And we would understand that our strength comes from when we join our lights together as one, acting out the message of this timeless story, day after day, as individuals in community, giving and receiving with joy and with love. Let's sing together, Joy to the World. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the magi are home, when the shepherds are back with their flock, the work of Christmas begins. To bring our own lights to the world, to find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among all people, to make music in the heart. Thanks again for joining us this evening, and thanks to all of you for making this happen. Go in peace, go in love. Merry Christmas.